Welcome. My name is Annette Tarpley, and I am the founder of POP, the Passion of Poetry, and this is POP's open mic session on March. I was going to say March 20th, but it's March 9th, 2025, and I'm very happy to have all these lovely poets with me today. We have a couple more that we're supposed to be here that aren't signed on, so we will add them as they come on. But today with us, we're supposed to have Michael Anthony Ingram, Jill Sharon Kimmelman, Elizabeth Ogunmodede, Gavin Prinsloo, Jill Tait, Kelly Owen, Kathy Joe Blake Bryant, Lucila Trapezzo, and Dr. Shamanez. So that's a lineup, and we got full today. We have another session coming in about 3 hours. So very happy to have everyone here and welcome. So how this goes on, and I did not give instructions to the participants beforehand, and I usually do. But it's kind of a round robin where we make rounds, and each round everyone recites one poem. And at the beginning, if you would please introduce yourselves and let the audience know who you are. I usually don't do the bios because you can do it so much better than I can. So you can divulge whatever you want them to know about you, and then go ahead afterwards and recite your first poem, and then we'll make the first round. Usually we're able to do about 3 rounds given the time, but we'll see how it goes. Please remember, everyone, all the participants, to mute your mics while people are up. I go in the order that people sign in for the event. So we're going to start off with Kathy Joe Blake Bryant. You are the first up.
Thank you. It's great to be on here. And Annette and I kind of go back a ways. And I was on one of the moderators on Passionate Poetry at one time. And I really enjoy being with others, learning their histories and all their poets, all their poems that they like to recite. It's awesome. So I'd like to begin today with a poem, since it's a day for women. Women on this earth of ours. So this is: many women live here and many there. Yes, they are living just most everywhere. They stride up and down each long city street, live and work in tall buildings of concrete. Out among the vines and lovely green trees, you'll find them so caring and tending these. Planting or weeding the lovely flowers, they care for them tenderly many hours. You'll find them so busy, teaching each class. Gladly they share with each lad and each lass, packing much knowledge inside of each head, so then in the future they'll earn their bread. Countless jobs they can hold, and with great care, in many positions, common or rare. Many love what they do so very well. They ply all their trades, they buy and they sell. Tucking the children snug into each bed, they plant sweet kisses right onto each head, reading them stories as they cry for more. Their heartbeats of love are always in store. Many nurse the young and the very old, filled with caring and love, just like pure gold. Without their great help, we'd have so much lack. Then be very thankful and love them right back.
Thank you, Kathy. That was
Very well.
beautiful. That was
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank
I would
you.
clap, but I can't because I haven't got spare paper. But that was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was lovely, as
That
always.
was really lovely.
And Kathy, I think, is coming out with a new book. What number is this for you, Kathy?
It'll be number 5.
Wow.
Congratulations.
And it will be different than the rest because I am collaborating with my cousin because she's a great artist, and I'm going to be putting a poem for the pictures that I put in there, describing her her work, her paintings.
Beautiful.
So it's going to
Oh,
be
that's
Very well done.
wonderful. That's wonderful. That's great.
Thank you.
So you didn't even need an
Thank you.
illustrator. You had your cousin, right? So that's
That's right.
wonderful.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, well, next we're going to come up with a number 2 person in position, and that is Gavin. You are up. And if you would like to share some of your lovely poetry, that would be wonderful.
Thanks, Annette. My name's Gavin Prinsloo. I'm from Cape Town in South Africa. I've been writing poetry for 4 years, since 2020. You all know why. I won't go into that. I currently am self-employed doing poetry, narrations, and music to videos and content for various social network sites for myself and for clients. Love poetry. It's become a part of me that will never die. The one I'm going to be reading for you today will be called Finding the Mother. It's also now because it's obviously to do with women and Women's Day. Leaves rustle gently, the susurrating sigh carries softly over vast continents, caressing waves as high as mountain peaks. She listens attentively as a corporeal form coalesces between reality and illusion, a fusion of mist and dust, shifting shape and form, and tilts her head to listen to the anomaly in the music of the sound, somewhere within the confluence of the breaths of all living things. The mother follows the sound of life to each individual source of life, each strand of sound gathering, a wave of peaks and valleys. The cacophony of existence is her sustenance, her purpose. She finds the discordant chord of sound like a thorn. It pierces the harmony of life and gently places her forefinger on a thin line of sound, absorbing it, following the anomaly. She feels herself pulled towards the discord and closes her eyes, her hair flowing across the expanse of the world, forming clouds that encircle the green and blue expanse of the globe, floating within its own laws, within the vastness of creation. She opens her eyes, and before her gaze, a single flower is dying, its petals closing, its leaves withering. Brown replaces green as the very essence of life fades away, its breath stilled, its song of life complete. She reaches out her forefinger again, fading in and out of existence as the power of the master weaver is absorbed from the cosmic void, a power so inconceivably vast that the flower ceases to exist within its enormity, fading away into the most basic of primordial condition, to molecular non-existence. A glow envelops the tip of her finger and touches the place where beauty once adorned the crown of her existence. A tendril of green snakes out, the essence of nothingness, growing, expanding into the realm of existence, no longer corporeal, but now filled with the possibility of life. The misted form of pursed lips touch the green growth, color and exquisite form explode into existence to celebrate the moment of rebirth. The mother stands back and admires the beauty of creation and, lifting a misted face to the void, gives thanks to the master weaver. Beyond the reasoning of possibilities, within the great temple of the tapestry of creation, the master weaver stands back from the marble wall and smiles contentedly. As the tapestry held within his gaze is repaired, the discord now silenced, and in that infinitesimal moment, all was as it should be, as the mother births life from the core of creation, and the weave is complete. So that one ran through that one a bit. That's a very long one.
That's great.
I don't to cram
That's
in.
awesome. Very great.
Very well.
Wonderful.
Very
Thank
nice.
you
Very
for sharing,
beautiful.
Gavin.
Yeah.
Beautifully
Great.
read.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
Yeah.
much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go on to the next. And so Numero 30, which I'm sure is not proper, would be Elizabeth. Elizabeth O. And Elizabeth, please tell us about you and update us about what you're doing and all your accomplishments. Not everyone knows that you are young and accomplished writer. So tell us a little bit about you, Elizabeth.
Hello, everyone. It's an honor to be here today amidst great poets as you all. And I would like to sincerely thank Madam Annette Tarpley for the amazing podcast, for organizing this podcast every time. It's always amazing. And I couldn't miss out on this one. Okay, I am Elizabeth O. Ogunmodede. I am a 17-year-old author, a prose writer, and a poet. I am presently studying law at the university, Joseph Ayo Babalola University here in Nigeria. I own a company, Eye Opener Productions Global Network Limited, and we have our auto lifestyle and book talk magazine. And today I'm going to be reading from two books, my recent publications, Tremendous Words by Elizabeth O. Ogunmodede and The Beauty of Words by Elizabeth O. Ogunmodede. These are both collection of poems, and I'm going to start off from this book, Tremendous Words, Unique Poems from an African Theme. And in the spirit of the International Women's Day celebration, I'm going to be reading a poem titled I Am Proud of Who. Okay, I'm so sorry for that break. So sorry. So I'm going to be reading a poem titled I Am Proud of Who I Am. And this is dedicated to all women around the world, especially my friends, mentors, and role models on the online literary scene who keep standing tall against all odds. Please enjoy the poem. Integrity radiates off my being, a strong determinant of my action. This earns me respect from places least expected. You needn't find me begging to belong. I would not kiss your feet to blend into your crowd. No, I am who I am, a special soul compared to no other. When I stand tall, chin out, shoulders high, determination burning in my mind. None will halt my passion, nor burn out my vision. Even at night, I'll see far beyond my nose, as the darkness shall not hinder me to attain my aim. This is what I am, a Wonder Woman of our time. Thank you.
That was great,
Beautiful.
Fabulous.
Elizabeth.
Beautiful.
That's
Wonderful.
lovely.
What a beautiful
Yes.
girl.
That's lovely.
Very good as always. So you're on campus right now, huh, Elizabeth?
Yeah, I am on campus and then I just got off service at the chapel and it's actually amazing, perfect timing to share the poetry with my friends.
Very good. It's very good. I'm proud of you. We all are proud of you. And so wonderful to have you in our community. You're a bright and shining light. So next we have your mentor, Jill Sharon Kimmelman, my dear friend. You are up next. If you would take the stage, my dear, and tell us about you and share your poetry.
My name is Jill Sharon Kimmelman. I live in Wilmington, Delaware, and for the time being, I'm still living in the US. Okay. I'm writing, I'd like to share this piece of writing that I did with Elizabeth, and it does, in fact, require just a bit of explanation. I had multiple concussions about 2.5 years ago. And as I tried to tell everyone, I lost my words. I lost my words and I couldn't use my devices. So I didn't know what I was going to do. So I sat in a hospital bed, and surrounded by, all around me were balls and balls of paper where I tried to handwrite the beginnings of poems. I sent everything to Elizabeth, all my questions, everything. And together, this is the poem that we came up with. I hope with writer's block, anybody else, feel free to take what you can from it. Okay. It's called, Is It Worth the Struggles? Writing poems has never been my choice, yet without stories spilling from my very core, death of my spirit is a certainty. Take my leg, a strong, willing one stands ready to take its place. Pierce my heart, I shall learn, even trust, to love again. Take from me my pen and ink, all that spatters and bleeds. My soul remains firm to write again. Banish pain, let loose raw emotions. Writing is freedom, a way to scale thorny walls of our prison gates. My poems crafted within a safe, brave space. Initiate change, guide me in deliverance of wisdom learned. Poems are goals to accomplish the promise of their mission, elates me with strength and vigor. Without writing, hope vanishes, confidence wavers, ideas rarely attain fruition. Neither a martyr nor orator, spinning words to convey my personal grievances, all the while barely holding on like a slug in murky water. No, I am a warrior, a poet determined to seek and greet, celebrate and thrive inside a hard-won, peaceful new world order. Thank you, Elizabeth, for letting me share that this morning. And thank you one and all for listening.
Very good.
Brilliant.
Thank you for sharing that.
Lovely. Brilliant.
Thank you.
As always, as always. Hey, Kelly, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, sorry about my tardiness. I had
That's
the delivery.
okay. I just about missed it too. I kept looking at the wrong clock this morning. There was like an hour behind, and I was thinking, "Oh, I got time." And then I looked at my phone time, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't have time. I've got to start going now." So, but it's so
You
I'm
look
so glad
absolutely
you joined.
gorgeous. You're not windswept this morning.
I know. Yesterday I was having a very bad hair day, and she saw me in my hair. I mean, the wind was, I don't know, 30 some miles an hour yesterday. I go outside, and my hair was just sticking up everywhere. So I was quite windswept. But I washed it and tried to calm it down a little bit. So there you go. So we are going to go on with our next person. And up next would be Dr. Michael Anthony Ingram. Dear sir, you are up next. I'm going to give you the stage. Please tell us about you and please tell us about all that you do in the world of poetry, because you do a lot. And I'd like to hear you tell us about that, as well as recite your wonderful poetry.
All right. Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Michael Anthony Ingram. I bring you greetings. Okay, I will. I bring you greetings from Washington, D.C. I'm a retired professor of counseling education and supervision. I currently host and produce the podcast Quintessential Poetry. and it's available everywhere. And I love Annette, so whenever she invites me to be a part of any of her programs, I'm always here. In the States, March is Women's History Month. And what I'd like to do with this first poem is to share a piece that was written as a tribute to Carrie Hosfeld Ward. And I wrote this poem 20 years ago, to be quite honest. There was a residence hall at Oregon State University where I worked as a professor at the time before I retired. And the hall was dedicated in her honor. She was the first African-American to graduate from that institution in 1926. And what's so amazing about her story is that Oregon State University is in Corvallis, Oregon. She lived in Portland, Oregon, which is 88 miles away. So she had to travel 88 miles from Portland, Oregon to Corvallis, Oregon to attend the university. And in 1926, that's a monumental fact. So again, I was invited to write this poem as a part of the dedication to the residence hall, and the piece is titled Carrie. She reached out and touched history. Although many could not imagine that it was her plan, given that she was young, life still developing, yelling as a creation, still being molded and forged in the hues of ebony, bronze, and gold. She reached out and grasped history. Although the fathers of the day refused to believe that she could do so, given that she was a woman, the right to vote for the mothers of all fathers still in its infancy, the casings of a woman's world still relegated to the margin of society, despite pleas of social reform from suffragettes and creeds of ain't woman too, yelled loudly by noble voices who told in far distant cotton fields and other disdained places of work. She reached out and claimed history. Although the day's lecturers could not fathom that it could be her plan, she was gifted and had the desire and dedication to educate and uplift those who too sought knowledge, freedom, and power. She reached out and transformed history. Although legions could not foresee it could be her plan, given that she was black, colored black, when black was not yet a color, human in one world and not the other, living in a space, time, and place which is not yet conducive to be young, gifted, black, and to be a woman. Nevertheless, she reached out and embraced history, and history responded in kind and welcomed her embrace. It loudly applauded her victories and beamed with pride that she was a woman, one half of a whole, yet already whole, perfect, and complete. She was gifted, leaving the hallowed hall of academia, a college graduate, and learning as she set forth to conquer new horizons and find ways of surviving and thriving in a world where she'd already achieved despite overcoming countless odds. Celebrating proudly because she was black, convinced of her human right to exist, to be free, to be carried. She reached out and touched history, leaving a lasting legacy to inspire us all to achieve goals, to survive and thrive despite all the odds, and to ascend undaunted beyond the limits of our imagination. She reached out and became history. Thank you.
That was marvelous. Loved it.
Oh, absolutely wonderful.
Magnificent, both. Absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
It really was. Wonderful,
Anything
wonderful.
for Annette. Anything for Annette. So,
I appreciate that, my friend. I really do. You are an icon that I can only hope to achieve a small percentage of what you have in your career. So I appreciate you. We appreciate you very much. But yes, I'm honored to have you here as always. So next we have the lovely, we go over to England, and Jill Tait is up next.
Hello, everybody. Well, yes, I am Jill Tait. And
With her American accent.
Yeah, that'll be right. No, I'm from England, so I can't speak American like you, Annette. More's a pity. But never mind, if you do understand me, I am from England, the very northeast of England. And I'm actually just 8 miles from Scotland, bonny old Scotland. But no, I'm in England. And today I got headhunted years ago, actually, I think. And I've wrote poetry ever since. In fact, I don't think I'll ever stop writing poetry because I write about everything and anything that happens to come in this silly noggin of mine. So here we go. Now, a few days ago, somebody said to me, it was actually my husband, and he said, "You're a half cup of empty, Jill." And I thought, oh, now there's a good title. Her half cup of empty. So here we go. Some said she was a pessimist with her half cup of empty. When her folks told her that she worried too much, everything was negativity. But then again, she was a mother, and this is just what mothers do. They are forever watching out of their window, and yes, fretting for the families makes them sound blue. Well, anyways, when her children got married and had little ones of their own, they stopped calling Mum a half cup of empty when they would ring her up anxiously on their phone. And Mother listened to them distressing about her grandchildren time and time again, and she sat smiling all alone. Oh, how she recognised herself in each and every one of her offspring in the caring love that they had shown. "Don't you trouble yourself over your daughter," Mother would always sound so sincere, as she sat watching out of the kitchen window, trying to hide her inner fear. Oh, just the very sound of Mum's calm, caring voice would always be so lovely to hear. But nowadays, that half cup of empty sadly isn't around anymore. Oh, how they wish that she was still here, as they often shed a tear. And that, my dears, is my little poem. Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
That's
As
great.
always.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
And she sometimes does songs, so just to let you know.
I've got loads, but I don't think I can sing them. I'm not that good.
Yeah,
In fact, I'm
Kelly Owen does it also, actually. But next
She
we
does.
have that was wonderful as always. And you can fake a American accent.
I
Can you
can't.
say no? Okay, that's okay. I can't do English accent either, so we're good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jill.
Thank
That
you,
was
love.
wonderful. And next we go to Miss Lucilla. Tell us where you're at these days. You travel a bit, and thank you for gracing us with your presence.
So I'm so happy to be here again. I think after 1 year, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm Swiss and Italian poet, translator, and performer. I met Annette during COVID time, and I fell in love with her poetry, and particularly with the passion she has in bridging cultures and bringing poetry all over. What am I doing lately? I will be shown in less than 1 month in Iraq to present in a festival one of my books translated into Arab. And then I will be in New York in a couple of weeks, I guess. And yeah, always, as you said, always traveling. I want to read for you today from my last manuscript. That's gonna be my 10th book, and it's gonna come out, I guess, in 1 or 2 years. And it's dedicated to women. And the poems that I'm gonna read are for women in time of war and violence. And since they're short, I will read them first in Italian, so you can also listen to the sound and rhythm of the original one, and then I will read the English. Giungerà il Salvatore. Un giorno qualunque, col sorriso di lama tra i denti, un altro busserà alla tua porta. o entrerà senza bussare, qualcuno piangerà sulle tue cosce munte, cercherà consenso. Sono io la vittima primaria, urlerà battendosi il cuore. Non scorgi nel gesto il peso dell'amore? Ti proteggerò, canterà la sua lingua di unghie e catene, e tutto è al suo posto. Scavato nella storia, tutto è limpido, mortale. Giungerà l'inviato, l'untore, con le suole del santo, le mani poggerà sul mio seno e una serpe d'argento e mercurio sul cuore. Now in English. The Savior will come on an ordinary day with a blade amid his smile. Another will knock at your door or enter without knocking. Someone will weep between your milked thighs, seeking absolution. I am the true victim, he will cry, striking his chest. Don't you see in the gesture the weight of love? I will protect you, his tongue will sing, all nails and chains. And all is as it should be, dug into history. Everything is clear, immortal. The messenger will come, the bearer of plague in the saint's shoes. He will rest his hands upon my breast, and the serpent of silver and mercury on my heart. Thank you.
Wonderful. Loved it.
Ooh,
Beautiful.
magnifico, magnifico, magnifico. Beautiful.
Absolutely typical.
Bella, bella, bella. Beautiful. God, I love it. I love the Italian. I love the Italian language. Okay, right.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Even though I don't know what words you're saying in Italian, it's just so
You
mesmerizing.
feel it.
No, you do, because you know how to deliver it in such a way that you can just feel that emotion, and you do it marvelously. So thank you for sharing that with us. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As are you, dear. So next we are going to the one and the only. Can't wait to see what she has in store for us today. Look at her rolling her eyes. That's all I have to say. She's rolling her eyes. Kelly Owen, who is the honest poet, and she is. We'll get Calified here pretty soon. So take it away, Kelly. Tell us about you.
Hey, lovelies. So I'm Kelly Owen. I am the honest poet. I'm a little bit of a pain in the butt, poetry-wise, and I'm either loved or I'm liked. I'm a little bit like Marmite, and I don't really care either way, which is always good. So I've come to the table with a little bit of a treat for you. I don't really read this anywhere else apart from TikTok. I've read it once on Facebook and it went down a storm. So this is The Poet and the Princess. Many, many suns ago, with many, many moons, exists a beautiful princess whose heart was left to ruin. Many, many moons have passed, many nights turned into day, believing this is all she deserves, feeling like a slave she has to stay, being used to being trapped and discouraged in every way. All those moons were unknowingly shared by a magical creative poet who looked upon the princess's tears and wrote her a beautiful sonnet. Many, many moons had passed, the poet made the princess smile. Upon every word this princess heard removed loneliness for a while. With each sunrise the poet wakes, wishing the princess's heart to slay. 1,000 words, 100 lines, a Shakespeare perfect play. Upon each sonnet that passes lips pierces the princess's heart. A princess's love is not the poet's to keep, so she resumes to falling apart. The princess looks out at the snow, pondering times back when a poet helped her breaking heart using ink from a magical pen. I wonder where my poet be. Did I break one's heart? Did I let go of the one who loves me so, who helped me from falling apart? The princess looked out at the snow, squishing cold flakes in her fist, wondering where the poet now resides or how it will feel for that loving kiss. Where is my poet, the princess thinks, one hand cold and turning to blue, lifting her head and eyes lighting up as a distant figure comes into view. My beautiful poet, is that really you? The princess smiled, she gave a wave, she can hear her sonnets being spoken, right from the tongue of someone she longs, someone who helped mend the heart once broken. 1 second. The poet walked up with a smile, gave a soft touch of her face with a sigh. I had to come back as I don't want to lack your first and last kiss goodbye. The poet stood back slightly hurt, wanting to know more of her poet. You're an inspiration that entered my world, brought my heart through with a beautiful sonnet. The princess looked so full of regret, this poet was thinking I'm never enough. Since hearing the words and that soft touch, the princess knows that she is in love. Oh dear poet, why did you come back? Words of a princess softly spoken. I had to come back to warn you, my love, that this kingdom is truly broken. I need to warn your people at once about these systems being put into place. A kingdom ruled by money fools and hidden from your beautiful face. What is wrong, the princess asked, not awake to a kingdom's crying, stretching all across the world and all of the innocent die. Now you have your heart and health, can you take back control of your kingdom? Princess, you are that star, that shining light, and all we ask for is our freedom. The poet continued to open her eyes and tears streamed down each cheek. Broke that she had been so blind with pain, stopping her words tried to speak. I will stand and I will take my place. I ask that you stay by my side. Oh, princess, I must leave at once, waving the flag of all nations with pride. The poet had replied. Upon your return, please seek me out. I seek a real heart of honest. You taught me my kingdom is struggling so when freedom is what has been promised. The poet took her delicate hand, then lovingly said farewell. I must run, princess, to help your land and return with more adventures. Many, many stars I've gazed since I've left your kingdom, over mountains high and hills of low. I speak a truth, I seek our freedom. On my way, a beautiful horse came right up to me. I saw the pain within his eyes, a pain painted for all to see. This horse was strolling all alone. He heard me speak in tongue. He came to rest his sleepy head and felt each sonnet sung. I saw the glow light in his eyes, his loneliness melted away. He stood up proud like a warrior, and he remains with me this day. Today I have a companion, my beautiful white horse Rocket. With him came this magical small rocket. It's safe right here in my pocket. I can feel a power brewing. It holds a true source of light. I sit and polish this purple stone, and then the sky fills up with light. It fills my head with images. It whispers my very name. An honest poet, a chosen one who can help wash away the pain. All the world is filled with hate, so princess, I have an idea. Help find self-love and find oneself to remove that drummed in fear. I hope this letter finds its way. Please send me back my crow. Please tell me, is your kingdom safe? My love, I have to go. Thank you, my love Liz.
Wow, that's amazing, that Kelly.
Fun, Kelly.
As usual, magnificent. Magnificent.
Amazing.
Thank you. And everybody else that I've heard so far, you're absolutely stunning. Jill, I have tried to re-add you on Facebook, my lovely. I've got a new account, so if you can sort that through, Annette, that'd be absolutely darling.
Is this Jill here or Jill Kimmelman, me?
Yeah, Jill, as in you.
Oh, yeah,
You.
well, no, yeah, God, yeah.
I got
No
hacked.
problem.
I
No
got
problem,
hacked.
no,
So
Kelly.
cool.
I probably give you White Birthday until he came back again. No problem. I'll add you.
Cool.
No problemo. Very good. That was wonderful as usual. You have brilliant work. Always
Everybody else, and
amazing.
that was Italian, wasn't it? That was absolutely stunning. It was beautiful. I like playing with Bulgarian, and I think working with languages is absolutely a stunning thing to bring into poetry. So, thank you.
Indeed. Dr. Chaminez didn't sign on. Don't know if she will sign on. I'm going to add Michael back to the stage. And let's see. It's trying to add Michael to the stage. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and recite. This is actually kind of a poetic short story type thing. Probably not any longer than what you all did, but I think it has and it got published in a book. And it has a bold statement that I like to reiterate. That's a feministic kind of view. It's called The Beauty Within. True story. I have always thought of myself as a loving and compassionate person, one who looks beyond the exterior and searches deep for the beauty within. No longer having the thin, beautiful body I once did, I now faced my own insecurities in the dating world. Men looking for Barbie, yet they were no Ken. A pretty and youthful face I had retained, but still doubted and continued to wonder if after 2 failed marriages, anyone could sincerely love and adore me. I was able to find a new love, poetry, my long lost and rediscovered passion. One day, while treating myself to a lobster dinner and dining alone yet once again, I noticed an odd pairing of a couple near me. Honestly, my judgmental mind instantly thought that they were brother and sister, or perhaps friends. The woman was in a wheelchair, her body riddled with deformities I knew must be congenital. Short arms and feet that were so severely deformed that it rendered them non-functional. Partly out of both boredom and curiosity, I continued to sneak peeks at their interactions. My interests were further enhanced, for it soon became apparent to me that they were in love. I could hear it in the tone of their voices as they interacted and laughed with one another. Flirtatious interaction I could blatantly see. I then witnessed the man touching her face gently, caressing her arm and deformed hand. I looked at my own hands. They had they had a beauty and grace, well manicured and longing to be held, yet terribly lonely. I finally got the nerve to engage them in conversation and inquired if they were ready for the holidays. They were smiling as they conversed freely with me. They were celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary. They spoke of their joyous wedding together. They spoke of their joyous life together, freely expressing their love for one another. I wished them many more years of blissful happiness, and I turned my attention to the delectable lobster tail that awaited me. I then began to think about my ex-husband and how he told me I once wasn't as pretty as I once was. Yet I had been trying to embrace me for the beautiful, kind, caring, and loving person that I am, hoping that one day I could find someone that could see the beauty within me that far surpasses this external shell. For within this shell exists a beautiful soul. In the dating world, aesthetic reigns supreme, cringing each time a man wants to see more than just a face, or on a rare occasion shocked at the nerve of a man to ask my weight. I myself could see past a bald head, a wrinkling face, and a protruding belly. How I envied what this couple have. The admiration I felt for the husband surmounted, for he loved the core of his wife. In loving the true essence of her, he found beauty within her exterior. I was convinced in assuming that they had felt equally blessed to have found each other, to share a life devoid of superficial acceptance. As they were departing, I raised my glass. Cheers to the both of you. Once gone, I raised my glass again. Cheers to me. Love and embrace the beauty that dwells within. I quickly wiped away a tear, not a tear of sadness, but a tear of happiness, for I was witness to a beautiful love, a love I thought only existed in fairy tales. Cheers to all of us as we embrace our beauty within that stands bold against aging, timeless within our core. All right.
That was wonderful, Annette.
Beautiful,
Always
beautiful.
beautiful. As
Yeah.
always, Annette.
So human.
Thank you. Appreciate you're appreciating it. True story though, really was. Really happened. We had Thomas say earlier, I only have one comment. He might still be watching, I'm not sure, but Thomas MacArthur, who's on the next session, and it was from Scotland, says hi from Scotland. So hey, Thomas, if you're still there. So we are done with round one, and it is 8:40. We usually go anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours, so we're just going to keep going around, and we're going to start back where we left off. Wonder who was first. Perhaps Kathy Jo, were you first? It is your turn, darling.
All righty, here goes. A shining star. A woman can be a shining star, a beacon to light your way from afar. Many things her hands can do, a link in the chain of life for me and you. Her mind can discover new inventions and even calm and placate contentions. The young can be so soothed by her voice, hush their cries and make them rejoice. Strong she can be, thick and thin, pushing ahead through though things look grim, not giving up but standing strong. She has a will of steel and just sings a song. What a woman can do is beyond imagination. There can often be progress for each nation. Encourage her psyche with commendation. Tell her you're behind her with much elation.
Loved it. Loved it. Loved it.
Thank
So I
you.
think it was yesterday, maybe not today, but yesterday, but we're still celebrating women. That it was International Women's Day or something like that. And to be perfectly honest, I think we should celebrate this every day, but I'm just saying.
Amen.
There you go. Thank you so much, Kathy Jo. That was lovely.
You're very welcome, Annette.
Next, we have Mr. Gavin. You are up next, dear sir. If you would unmute yourself.
Hi. Yeah, the one I'm going to be reading now is called Standing on Air. It's a poem that's going to be in my 5th book, currently being constructed. It's 400 pages. It's like a construction. It should be out by the end of the year. Let's do it. This is basically a poem about contemplation of God. As the finite is found within the infinite, so time is found to have no hand in the vista of the void below. This we cannot grasp nor understand. Below our feet spans a depth we cannot perceive, an endless expanse above, yet we cannot see, nor can we accept what lies below, only in terms of what we believe. I feel the vibration of the cosmos, compacting and contorting, creating and aborting, the very fabric of existence engulfed in a liquid turgidity. I dreamt that I was but a minuscule part of the structure of what or whom we cannot see. Creation born into the essence of itself. For gods, we were never meant to be. From grains of sand to the intricacies of the swirling cloud, held in thrall by a voice's call, creation speaks to me. His voice is loud. I reach out my arms and feel the vibration that welds existence in its place. My fingertips trail waves of motion, rippling like a timeless ocean. In that blurred reality, I think I touched his face. That's it.
Beautiful, Gavin. Gorgeous.
Wonderful.
Loved
Oh,
it.
Gavin.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm doing the snapping thing finger, but my fingers never really snap very much. So wish they could make some more noise. But anybody good at the finger snapping? Come on, Lucille.
I've got arthritis in my fingers. Not possible.
I got told off for not doing it on live, so I've had to get practicing so that they don't have me for it again.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
I want to get one of those, those little things that you. That's what I should get. I should get the spoons. Like the spoons that are together.
I wanted to learn how to do that. It's not easy.
I know. I'd love to. I actually bought some somewhere in a box, probably since I moved. Is a pair of spoons.
Annette,
The
don't get
spoon
started
lady.
on that.
Have you seen the spoon lady on YouTube? This from the United States, the spoon lady. She is like amazing. She just like she's usually accompanying somebody. She makes it look so easy, and you have to look up the spoon lady someday on YouTube. She's amazing. All right, we are back to our list, and next up would be Elizabeth again. So, beautiful Elizabeth, share with us another one of your pieces.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to be reading from The Beauty of Words, and this is a sad poem. It's titled Echoes of Sorrow, but it's one of my most expressive poems, I think. So here you go, Echoes of Sorrow. Leave me with bits of my existence. They are triggers of my memories. Give me a reason to lock up his nursery, to put away his toys, a reason to destroy his clothes. I have found none. I want to hold him for the last, touch his curls and caress his tender skin. I wish to feel him breathe. The shooting stars are useless. I miss his smile and cries, the sweet scent of him, fresh from a bath. I am cold with grief as to put him away. My very first child, now gone into a forever sleep. Thank you.
Such a beautiful
Yeah,
girl.
Elizabeth, that was
Elizabeth.
Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous.
and that's from your newest book, is that correct? Is that from your
Sorry,
newest
sorry?
is that from your newest book?
Yes, from my newest book from last year.
Very good. Thomas
That
is still
cover is
here with us,
beautiful.
by the way, and he says hi Kelly and hi me, but still wants to say hello from Scotland to everyone. So everyone say hi, Thomas.
Hi,
Hello.
Hi,
Thomas.
Hi,
Thomas.
Thomas.
Ocklanu, Thomas.
Hi,
How?
Thomas. Hi, Thomas.
There you go, Thomas. He does a fun little TikTok thing. He's also a lyricist and very good at it. Has written
He's
hundreds
been on
of.
my life as well. He's actually a very good poet.
He's a very good poet, good lyricist. He's got a lot of talent. Period. So he's what got me into. So that was beautiful, dear Elizabeth. And next up, we have your lovely mentor and my dear friend, Jill Sharon Kimmelman. Are you still there, darling?
I am. I'd like to say just a little bit about Elizabeth's poem because the loss expressed by the narrator in that poem is absolutely priceless. And for Elizabeth to put herself in that place is almost inconceivable. And we're all so incredibly proud of her, aren't we? Okay. This poem is actually a poem I wrote for Annette. It was in my debut book called You Are the Poem. And it happened with just a casual mention. Annette said to me one night on the phone, you know, I would have been married X number of years. And I didn't want her to feel sad. And I wasn't really sure what to say. So this is what I came up with. It's called Contemplation of a Phoenix in Flight. On wings of doves you begin. In freedom you have found an extraordinary voice. Celebration of your journey's path. In tranquility your words returned. Whispers within your heart first denied, incessant gentle nudges avoided, until you could no more ignore these words their impassioned pleas, then you could stop your heart from beating, your lungs from breathing, your pen from bleeding. Sonnets and stanzas awaited, welcomed, inspiration accepted. Your declaration, drafted in tears, haunted by fears, an affirmation of strangers everywhere. Celebrate freedom earned, lessons learned. Like the lotus, your greatest gifts grew greater in the ooze of mud. A magnificent phoenix, plumes of every hue, grandest of dreams, now yours to pursue. A vibrant blossom ablaze with fiery gems, your magical words, most beautiful phoenix soaring, proud, strong, tall, no doubts at all, most magnificent of birds, most beautiful of all. That was for Annette.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Jill. I forgot didn't put you on solo because we couldn't see your face, but one of my favorites because it's personal.
Stunning.
I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you for writing that for me. It's a beautiful
You're
poem.
welcome.
You're welcome. I appreciate you. Of course. One of these days I'm going to make it up your way.
Annette has come. She drove 9.5 hours to spend Thanksgiving with me. And at that time in 2020, we were still waiting for POP to have 350 members. And now look where you've gone.
We're almost turning over to 150, probably in the next week.
Incredible.
150,000.
Crazy.
150. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know where they come from, but they come out of the woodwork. So, how far are you from DC, Jill?
2 hours.
I was just in DC this week. Dang.
Oh.
I didn't know you were so close.
Yes.
You should have just zipped over there.
Zipped over.
Well, I don't think I'll be going back, but I actually went for an appointment that I really didn't need. It seems like a consultation, but bonded with the person who I met with, and she was just loveliness. At the end of it, we were telling each other we loved each other. I was giving her my ring, like I do.
Oh.
So it was loveliness. And I think she could be a poet, so I'm trying to, get her there. So next up, after Miss Jill, and that was lovely Jill again, we have Michael. You are up again, and we want to hear some of your brilliant work.
All right, thank you. The title of my forthcoming collection is Metaphorically Screaming. And so here's a poem from that collection, and the title of the poem is I Breathe. My face bears the marks of a life well lived. There are ancient rivers flowing with stories beneath the surface of my skin like aged parchment. Yet beneath this time-worn surface, a vibrant flame continues to burn. Life resembles a kaleidoscope brimming with memories that glimmer in my gaze. I recall sunlit afternoons spent chasing butterflies, the salty taste lingering on my lips after plunging into the sea and comforting warmth of loved ones gathered around a flickering fire, all woven into the fabric of my soul and identity. As the last horizons approaches, casting elongated shadows, my spirit soars with each breath. I ascend like a phoenix from the ashes, inhaling the crisp morning air, infused with the fragrance of rain-kissed earth and fragrant blooms. Each breath I take resonates with vitality, a bold declaration. I exist, I am alive, I am well. The world unfolds like a vibrant canvas, inviting me to engage. With every breath, I release messages painted across the sky, carried by the breeze. Embrace the beauty, treasure the moments, and venture into the vast unknown. Even as the curtain begins to fall, the song within me persists, a melody of resilience, hope, and light. Allow the wrinkles to deepen, the hair to turn gray, for in the twilight fade, a new form of beauty emerges. The wisdom etched in the lines, the strength found in scars, and the love radiating from within. These are the treasures I hold and the gifts I offer to the world. I breathe, and with each breath, I uncover not mere existence, but a rich symphony of life. It stands as a testament to my enduring spirit, a quiet defiance against the encroaching night. Thus, let the world recognize with each and every inhale and exhale that I am present, I am alive, and I am well. In this simple truth, may we all discover to appreciate the beauty of our own journeys, regardless of how challenging the path may seem ahead. With each new day, I breathe. Thank you.
Love it. Great.
Beautiful. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant,
Excellent.
brilliant as always.
Magnificent
Wow.
piece.
Wow. Yeah. When's that new book coming out? Because I want to buy it.
Well, I've been working on it for the last 15 years.
I know.
So maybe in the next, maybe 20 years, maybe in the next year or so it'll be out.
Is your signature
you,
one
Gabe,
going to
for
be in
listening.
that one? Is it your signature poem?
Yes,
gonna
they're
be
all
in
in
that?
there. They're all in there. Yes, that'll be in there too.
Well, I will be there wanting a signed copy from
All
you.
right, I know it.
So
I know it. Well, you'll copy it, yeah, and it'll be free too. All right, so
it'll be free.
anything for you, my friend. Yes, anything for you.
Sounds good. Sounds good. That is a brilliant piece. I never get tired of listening to it. It's just wonderful. Next up, we have the lovely Jill Tait. Where are you, darling? There you are.
Well, I'm here, Annette, and I'm just trying to think what, because so many poems, so many poems that I forgot what I wrote. I haven't got a clue when I read them. I think, what? Did I write that one? When? So I'm going to read you an old one of mine, and it's a fun, very fun one from the imagination of a poet called Zebedee and Marmalade. Here goes. Zebedee and Marmalade are a most peculiar, mismatched pair. Zebedee is completely bald with strands of blue, whilst Mom has orange spiky hair. They live amongst the hollow wood. It is two homes made from old oak stumps. It is so hard to get in them that their heads are bruised with bumps. They live so close together, so they often get confused. That they share all the same items in each abode, and everything is well used. This makes them rather stinky, 'cause they do not like to wash. So people that pass these stumps nip their noses and say, "Oh my goodness, golly gosh! What is this whiff? What is that pong? Whatever can it be? It is the most disgusting smell. We think it must be foxes. Well, Zebedee and Marmalade, they are never ever gonna change. The thought of cleaning up a mess just seems so very strange. So every morn they give a yawn and eat some bugs and fleas. They have nearly a year's supply of these delicious bugs hidden in a closet in the trees. So any creepy crawly that does land upon the grassy ground is gobbled up so greedily whilst they run and prance around. They look so strange and unusually odd, and are so different from each other, which is quite a marvel and surprise, 'cause they share the same small mother. There was a time I can recall, and it wasn't that long ago. I heard they got trapped in for weeks, so the tree stumps got covered up with snow. Till the weather changed and all the snow did thaw. It melted just in time, 'cause the muck stench upon the floor was changing into slime. They were both slipping and a-sliding, falling hard upon the floor. Poor Zeb crashed into Mom and made the two of them so sore. Oh, woe is me, they both did cry. This really isn't funny. But then the two of them agreed the slime did taste like runny honey. Yum, 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 they licked and swallowed up the mess from on the filthy floor. The slime was such a yummy delight, so they went hunting out for more. Now if you go a-walking and you notice two old tree stumps, if you care to look inside, that's if you're brave enough, you just might find these curious lumps. Don't be alarmed. Don't get a fright. Please don't even scream. The things that look the scariest are not always what they seem. Thank you.
Good the crack up, Jill.
Adorable. Where is Carl Butler now?
Thank you very much.
That was darling.
I would love to hear you and Carl Butler do a poem together. Oh, cracky, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Cracky. I love that term. Why don't we use that in the U.S. a little bit more?
Wacky and wacky. Wacky would be me.
We have Kathy Griffin, who is here, who is also known as Silvercat. Hi from Arkansas. She said, love it, Jill. Thank you, Kathy. Thanks for joining us. And that was great, Jill. You write humorous tidbits like someone else here. You and Kelly Owen are both quite clever in your writing. So thanks for sharing that. That was marvelous. Marvelous.
Gorgeous. Love it.
So next we have Lucilla up again. And please share with us. Are you going to do another one where you do both interpretations?
This one, it will be only in English because it's a bit longer than the one before. And I'm really sorry, after this magical atmosphere of Jill poem, I'm going heavier. I'm really sorry, but it's from the same book, and it talks still women and war. All over time and at every latitude, when there are wars, the women do not suffer only because of what war brings, but also violence. And apparently that's what the winners like to do since ancient time, the Romans, the Greek, and even before, when they entered, the winners enter a city, a country, the first thing that they did, they spread their seed. So women are bodies without names. And here I want to remember a few names, of course, of fantasy, but I want to give names in different women of different wars. When history was happening, I wasn't there. Yet I remember a pair of mismatched sandals, orphaned on the rock, alongside a name. A kilometer ahead, a torn hat with a blue ribbon. Brief traces of existence to piece together like a puzzle in the village square. Like in every square, like in every time, hidden within the stories of stones. I wasn't there, yet I remember Rachel's blue gaze, a floral scarf beneath the heavy sky, clutching a ravaged chest with her nails in the barrack number 5. I remember Sabra singing ancient letters speaking of love, rubbing argan oil into her hair before the shadow branded her voice. Nina was preparing for sleep the night they violated her best apron on and a pillow over her heart. Irina caressed herself gently when on Partizanskaya Prospect footsteps of death feasted upon her name. Who still mourns the scars of outrage vanished one by one beyond the garden, dissolved into the fog of denial. When all of this is over, you won't remember the name. When all of this is over, we will remember every name written in blood on fine linen sheet, on window sills in corners, wrapped in shrouds. We will stitch the wounds back together. I wasn't there, but I remember, with a fistful of paper in my mouth, a song long lost, today, as long ago. Thank you.
That was marvelous.
I love your voice, Jill.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Very strong message.
Very good.
Brilliant
Yeah.
message.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Let's not forget.
Indeed. That was wonderful. It was wonderful. So wonderful. So we have next, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I wonder how that would have been a long story in Italian if you would have done that. Both, yeah. But it would have been beautiful because we would still hear that. Do you find that you are more emotive when you do Italian than you are when you do English? Yeah.
Yes, of course, because English is not my mother tongue. I have a very strong accent. When I speak without reading, it's easier. People can understand me better. When I read, even if it's my own writing, it's almost like my tongue gets twisted. It's more difficult to pronounce. I don't know why it happens. So yeah, in Italian it's much natural, and I can express them much stronger.
Right. Um, Jill, I think Jill's making a little bit of noise in the background. Jill, Sharon, I muted you. Sorry, darling. So what we're gonna do next? That it was wonderful, and I'm glad to hear that. But we can feel it. That's why that when you speak in Italian, that even though we can't speak it, we can definitely feel it because you do so well emoting. I think you've done some acting work before, haven't you? Yeah.
Yes, and these poems will be my next performance, which is a very strong, almost crude performance, a dialogue between contemporary experimental music and poetry. And the action, the body action is quite strong.
Yeah, because I know that you're very into the arts. I know that, so, and I appreciate that. Probably most of us are. I think most people who are poetic appreciate the arts. And there's our artists among us here, so I won't say anything more about that, but we do have our tests. So, having said that, we go on to the honest poet, Kelly Owen, darling. You are up next.
Okay, so myself and Raw Diamond have just brought a book out. If you don't know Raw Diamond by that name, Nora Salam. Sorry, I always have to think to say her last name. But we've just brought a book out, and it's to help the homeless as well. And we've both been in situations that ain't been great. So we kind of threw it together from the UK's perspective and from South Africa, and the proceeds are for Street Sites Rhode Island in Providence. We don't see a penny. We made sure that this book is going to charity, and that's called Evicted. Now, this favourite is in there. I always write my poems removing thoughts from my head. Seeing the words as I fill blank space, ripping monsters from under my bed. This is my choice of therapy, my way of putting nightmares to sleep. Bo Peep has lost her herd right now as I use them to count my sheep. Jack lost his mind in a dream. Jill, she tried to wake him. Twizzed his legs to his table, his solid rock, so men in white coats wouldn't take him. Humpty Dumpty lost his mind, he swallowed every pill. Suicidal thoughts cracked his shell, making him mentally ill. Little Miss Muffet lost sight of her tuffet, she lost everything that made her shine. Psychologists and nurses, they just gave up, believing I was wasting their time. Bye-bye. Georgie Porgy had a fight, never will he be the same. Too many punches to the head, doctors declare. He's insane. Cinderella lost a fella, the castle and fortune too. She spent it all on gambling. She lost her way. Be grateful this isn't happening to you. I am actually really proud that that book is going on to help so many other people that have been in situations that myself and Nora have been in ourselves. And the reason why it's going to the one specific charity is because I turned around to Nora and I went, you choose. You choose. Because what they're doing to the UK at the minute is absolutely horrific, and I don't want our system to get their grubby hands on it. So I gave permission for it to go over there, my half as well. So if the UK come at me for that, I don't care. I don't care. Come.
It's good to have a voice, to have your own voice.
Good voice you've got, Kelly. Very good.
Yes.
Amazing.
But the actual ad for that Robert sorry, I'm stuttering now. I get nervous sometimes. It's because I've been poorly and I'm not used to being in such a big crowd like this anymore. It's a bit Facebooky, this, isn't it? It's a bit, it's not like TikTok. And it's not only that, I know all you lot, so I feel, I do know quite a few of you, so. But no, this book, it was just so important to get out there. And me and Raw Diamond kept saying to each other, no, it's okay, we'll put it on the back burner and that, because with Raw Diamond being a publisher as well, she likes to get other people's work out there first. And it's like, no, concentrate on the poets first. We know what we're doing. We know once it comes out, they'll have that perpetual wheel then to help them. So it's a case of we didn't rush ours, we wanted other poets to fly first. This book has been done for almost a year between us. And it's only just come out, so that it's kind of, I love Raw Diamond. She is one of the most selfless poetesses I've ever met, ever. She's like family, quite literally. And I can say that about quite a lot of poets, to be fair. Gavin sat right there, the wrong way, there. Annette. Jill, absolutely love the bones off you. You know that, girl. So get back in bloody contact soon. Yeah.
You love
Kathy
the
Jones,
bones.
I love you.
The bones off
Elizabeth,
of you.
hello. But no.
I love you too.
Thank you for having me on as well. I know that I dip off Facebook a lot, but I'm not a well girl. So, but I do love you.
I love the bones off of you. Haven't heard that one before, but I think I'll steal that one. Love the bones off of you. Well,
anyway, that's me done. Next.
Thanks for your uniqueness and thanks for standing up for what you believe in. I think
no, that's fine. One last thing though, the book Evicted is available on Lulu, and all of the proceeds do go to charity, guys. Honestly, we don't see a penny of it. It all goes there. It's cool. So
very good. Thank you for doing that. That was a generous thing on your part. Very generous. My time is up. I probably haven't read. This is written 3 years ago in my early writing, and God only knows if this will even make sense. I don't know. So, but I'm going to read it anyway. It's called, I'm still on the woman thing. It's called The Evolution of a Woman. We'll see what happens as I fumble through it. What a lovely creation a woman is. She is the essence of beauty and grace, created as a counterpart to man, yet from within her a life can be created as she carries and nourishes a miracle within her womb. She endures months of waiting and anticipating, and with preparation she gives birth. Then A role of a lifetime commences as her maternal instincts are primed and through the years refined. She loves unconditionally, nurtures and instills values and morals into her child while doing her best to serve as the ultimate role model. Serving the role of a wife, she is his best friend, a confidant, his lover, his equal, and the other half that completes and complements him. She listens and cares for his needs as the two build a life of trust, honor, and mutual love and respect. The two shall construct their lives together, devoted to one another as they embark and bring their gifts into the world to complete their universe they call home. Idealistically, this may occur, but realistically, it is beyond reach, a life of desires yet not attainable for many. For human nature can be our adversary. Wow. I was reading that for the first time. That was 3 years ago, y'all. So there you go. Thanks for listening.
Oh, it's a
Gavin.
beautiful girl.
Really beautiful.
My mind
Annette.
Love your dreamy voice.
huh?
Love your dreamy voice.
Yeah, he's got a very dreamy voice.
The
She has.
lovely American dreamy voice.
My dreamy voice?
Yes, your dreamy
Yes,
voice.
you have a really
very
drawl,
strong,
American drawl to
dreamy
it.
voice.
I love it.
True.
So
You
do
have.
I.
You have.
Really? Well, thank you
Yes,
for
you have.
loving my voice because I
Really?
hear it, and I don't like it. So
A
you
lot
know
of
how
people
that is.
do.
Yeah, a lot of people
Got a
hear the
lovely
voice.
voice.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe I can use it to monetize something, but I kind of doubt it because I don't have the gift of the theatrics to really make it that way. I've tried to do voiceover little lessons before, and it's never worked for me. So we'll just move on past that. It's not my forte, I guess. So we are going to go next to where we started from. This is the last round. We're going to wrap it up and then bid each other adieu. And I'll get ready for my next session, which will start at 11. So we start back to where we came from, and that is from Miss Kathy Jo. Blake,
All right. This is Women of Design.
Ooh.
They learn to create, ponder well, meditate. They are brave to the nth degree. They study and grow. Even the lawn they can mow. They can read and write beautifully. They practice to be safe and through trials do not chafe. Past mistakes they try not to repeat. They use well their noodle and rarely just doodle. In their garden of love you've a seat. They are willing to share of others' needs, they're aware. Yes, women of design are they.
Beautiful. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really, really lovely, Kathy Jo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Is
Lovely.
indeed. Thank you very much for sharing. That was beautiful.
You're
And
welcome.
next we go to South Africa, right? That's where you're at, Gavin?
South Africa, correct. Cape Town in South Africa.
Where is it? I'm sorry, darling.
Yeah, we're in Cape Town.
And have you
Southernmost point of Africa.
Okay. Have you lived there all your life?
Yeah, I was born in Port Elizabeth, which is up on the east coast, and I grew up in Cape Town.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
yes, you've been all over South Africa with my military placements. So I did 10 years in the military, so I've been all over. Cape Town is still my first love, though. It's the place I love the most.
Very good.
The poem I'm going to read now is actually, I don't mean to dampen the spirits a little bit, but I'm going to get a little bit morbid here. I do apologize. My passion in poetry lies in the voice of poets past. Yesterday was the birthday of Sher Shandley, a very talented South African poet. He's had 4 books published. fantastic poet. He passed in November. And this poem I wrote for my good friend William H. Beljac on the 6th of September 2023. I remember that very well. He called me to tell me that he didn't have much time, that he had terminal cancer on his back, and basically his time was up. And we had a long chat. It was the last time I spoke to him, about an hour-long conversation. And afterwards, I was mulling it all over and trying to come to grips with it. And I wrote this one for him. It will also be in my next book, the Poetry Bible, coming out this year. It's called Gentle Night. Let the velvet night wrap around a gentle soul. Let the softness of silence bring comfort and peace. The coolness of evening upon a distant horizon, let it bring a sweet release. Upon gossamer wings the angels hover, for one of their own draws near. They lay their palms upon a sweated brow, a baptism of love absolved of full doubt and fear. A raiment of white silk folded at your feet, a golden circlet gleams upon your bed. For love has a reward eternal, a golden halo for your head. As poets bow in a final farewell, and the angels narrate your life on earth, upon the winds of life they cast your name, your journey ended from your birth. Weep not for such a one, marked with a stain of ink. One held to heart his muse, pouring words for souls to drink. Render into the gentle eve that which fades away in a flash of light. Render peaceful words well spoken and go gentle into the night. Be at peace, my friend. May your journey begin at its end. For upon the paths of life you strode tall. May the roads rise up to meet a friend. This always makes me a bit emotional when I read this. Sorry.
Very good. Very good.
Excellent. You're an excellent poet and writer.
Wonderful. Absolutely
Thanks.
brilliant.
You have a way to weave those words and tell.
I'm so terrified that people are going to lose their voice once they're gone, that the words are just going to disappear. And that's one thing that it's very hard to handle at times, that when brilliant poets go, that their words are going to disappear into the void of time and never be heard again. I make it my business to every year bring it up again to try to refresh their memory. There's a lot of them.
They live through us, Gavin. They live through us. You know that.
And we need to make sure that they keep on living through us.
Exactly. I've done one for William. I've done one for Red as well. They're in the book that I'm writing now. You've heard Whispering William.
Yeah. But I'm going to put all those in my new book.
What you've just read, that was wow. What a credit.
To write that actually broke me. That broke something inside of me, because it's going to be me. It's going to be me one day. And I hope that people feel the same way.
We get to be left on pages.
Exactly.
We're rewriting history as it's being enacted right this second. We are the ones who are leaving the pages behind for the future.
Fact.
Yeah. So it reminds me.
You understand that?
I think all of us understand it.
Yes.
I think all of us understand that.
We've got a huge part in it. We play a huge part as poets. We've got a huge responsibility as teachers.
It is a massive responsibility. Our words have value, and
there's power in these pens, y'all. There's power in it. You know?
There's power in voices too.
Mind-boggling.
Indeed. Well, beautiful Elizabeth from Nigeria, darling. You are up for your last time. Can't wait to hear you.
Wow. I've had a fabulous time here at today's open mic, and it's pretty refreshing for me because school is stressful, and to be able to have this opportunity to share my poetry and hear other fabulous authors' poems as well. It's very amazing. And I would like to say thank you to Madam Annette Tarpley for organizing this amazing open mic. And so my first poem is not from any of my books. It's a new work. And so I'm just going to read it to you. It's titled When the Lighthouse Shines. I
I don't know. I think she might. Are you still there, Elizabeth? She froze.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. I'll probably just turn off my camera and hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
yes, we.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
We can hear you, Elizabeth. Can you hear us, Elizabeth? All right. So we're going to go back to Elizabeth, and we're going to move on, and we're going to go next to
I think probably the connection isn't fair and I shouldn't just go up here. So I'll just pick a poem from my book then.
Okay, we can hear you now. Great, thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So probably read this. Will you forgive me? Your once dazzling heart, now brazen with pain that your eyes fail to disguise. They haunt my illusions at night, scalding my heart with fear and pain. When I cry out for guilt, my heart knows that your eyes pour tears of pain. I am burdened by the weight of your heavy heart. I yearn for the return of your sunshine, to behold your smile that melts hearts. Set my soul, what you'll find is guilt, for bad memories are built. Grant my wish, an entrance into your heart, to prepare a place of pardon where I'm allayed, if only you would consent. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you,
Such a lovely girl.
Elizabeth.
So young yet so
And
wise.
Very,
thank you
very
so
young
much.
and very,
Thank
very
you.
wise. Yes.
Thank you.
You know, Elizabeth,
And
I wanted to say that I don't know how long everyone else. I know Jill has known um, Elizabeth even longer than I don't know how long the rest of you have known Elizabeth, but it's been very endearing and very wonderful to witness the evolution of Elizabeth as she's come into her womanhood. When we started this, she was a child still. You were kind of a teenager, but you were very, were still
I was
you're
16.
just,
still
I
very
was just
warm.
about 13. I was just about 13. I think.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, get in. You like you
Oh,
young
goodness.
protege.
to
Wow.
see you evolve into this beautiful, wonderful, intelligent, articulate, and just lovely woman that you are and are still becoming has just been wonderful to see that transition. And
Thank
so,
you.
oh, you're welcome. It's been a joy to
Respect.
observe. And that the thing is you're not done yet.
No, you're
So
not.
Not by a
no,
long shot.
and
And you've
and
got
and
everybody's respect in this room. Everyone's.
Thank you
everyone,
so much. Thank
Okay.
you.
all of us
Mine
know.
included.
All of us know, Elizabeth, that you will achieve greatness, even more greatness than you've already achieved someday.
Thank
And
you.
I just hope that you remember little on me up there, or when you're on the top, and you look down, because
I remember my poetry family all the time. When I was in school, I was just well, the stress, everything sometimes just caves in, and then I just kind of miss the poetry space, and I just want to be here, and I'm so grateful to be here in this room with all the love, all the all the shared passion for writing, for voicing out this literary passion. It's just refreshing for me, and I'm so happy that I've had a beautiful day here. And thank you so much, everyone, for your kind words, your support. means a lot to me. Thank you.
And that is going to,
Keep
that
shining.
bubbling passion is going to take you a long, long way.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you.
It's going to take
Definitely.
you very far.
Yes, indeed. Jill, Sharon,
Don't
are
let
you going to
anyone
let us?
dull that flame, girl. Keep it going.
Thank you. Thank
She
you.
will. She will. She's got it in her. She was born to
I
do
know.
this. Jill, Sharon, Kimmelman, are you going to let us see your face, or are we just going to?
Oh, I wasn't aware that. How's that?
Yeah.
Better?
Last time we didn't
Much
see
better.
you, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have said
Very
something
good.
last time. I thought you knew that we didn't see you. So
I am going to share a poem that somehow or another just kind of got tagged as a signature piece of mine. So some of you know it and some of you don't. And I'm happy to share it with you today. It's a celebration of a real marriage. And I met this real couple when I was 10 years old, and they were a role model for me. And although Tim and I met much later, so we don't stand a chance of 60 years together, I would like to share their story. It's called Dancing in the Kitchen. 60 years together still. They dance in the kitchen like movie stars from 1939. With her eyes closed, she imagines herself to be this man's siren, all heady scents, fiery hair, and throaty whispers. She could be a star of the silver screen, alabaster wrists, swan neck, flashing emeralds and rubies, the whisper of her caresses delivered by hands in long satin gloves. With his eyes shut, he could be the UPS man, 25 years old, in summer shorts, flashing a devil of a smile. His lips deliver a commanding brush of sea deep kisses that rock her from her toes to her cerebellum and back again. There is music, a solo saxophone drifting in through the open windows, soul stirring on a cool and scented breeze. Icy cocktails are produced. As smooth as slipping skin, he removes her gloves, allowing her fingers to graze the rim of her frosted glass, pluck a briny, glistening olive, place it between his teeth. It's a shabby room, scuffed up floors, a patched screen door, countertops in avocado green. He washes, she dries. That's the way it's always been. Sweet tea and ice cold beer to toast another perfect sunset. As if he had arranged it all just for her pleasure. His face crinkles with that funny, lopsided smile she knows so well. He fiddles with an old black radio. Slow, sweet jazz fills the kitchen, spilling into every corner. Crossing the room, he takes her hands. 60 years of Saturday nights still dancing in the kitchen.
Love it. It's a
Wow,
great
wow,
one.
wow,
Amazing.
Jill, that's beautiful.
Amazing.
Thank you. For those of you
Amazing
who've
one,
heard
Jill.
it before, I hope you didn't mind. And for those of you who heard it
Gorgeous.
for the first time, thank you for
Gorgeous.
being so gracious.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I love
Always.
it.
It is your signature, I think. Wonderful, wonderful. And thank you for sharing that with us, Jill. It's marvelous as always.
Thank you.
So next we're going to go on to Michael. You are up, my friend.
Okay, thank you. My final piece is a tribute to another famous woman. Her name was Fannie Lou Hamer. And Fannie Lou Hamer was a noted civil rights leader, activist during the 1960s. And she lived in Mississippi, and she worked diligently to assist Mississippians vote when there was so much, what's the word? So much hatred around voting. So this particular woman was harassed, threatened, shot at, you name it, because she was Black and because she felt that she had the right to vote, that she was a part of a democratic system, and she wanted to maintain that right to. So I'll just share the poem. So again, it's titled hold on one second here. Here we go. Hold on one second. Here we are. The poem is titled, I Saw Fannie Lou Hamer's Face Today. Have you ever seen Fannie Lou Hamer's face? I remember clearly in those grainy newsreels from the Democratic Convention of 1964, when she and other Black souls demanded their rightful place, they were no longer willing to be kept from democracy's door. Fannie Lou told the Democratic Party that she was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Her voice was a clarion call echoing through time, living in a nation that forever kept her and her people mired. I remember the weary lines etched on her face. Each wrinkle was a testament to torment her body had embraced. Years of being beaten down, almost battered to the ground, the face of a woman who knew that happiness was so often seldom found. Yet beneath that pained look of misery, I saw defiance against a tide of injustice, a spirit unbowed and unbroken, a woman both strong and proud who in the face of overwhelming odds possessed the resolve to make it anyhow. I saw Fannie Lou Hamer's face today. Not in some faded televised newsreel or ghost in black and white that recalls forever give you chills. No, I saw Fannie Lou Hamer's face today when I was standing at the bus stop on 5th and Race. Her face stared back from the eyes of an old woman clutching the hands of two small children who appeared to be no more than 3. It was Fannie Lou's weather determination I saw in the tired lines in an old woman's face. The hardship of living that every wrinkle soon betrays, a look that rings without sound. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, raising the babies that my own babies sired. Yet despite my years, I'll shed no tears. To keep these little children alive, so they can grow up, be strong, and always striving like Fannie Lou. I'm going to make it anyhow. I'm going to make it anyhow. I saw Fannie Lou Hamer's face today. Not while thumbing through some yellow magazine, no, it was while I watched from the bus window and witnessed an all too familiar scene. I saw Fannie Lou Hamer's resilience when I observed a young girl standing on the street waiting on some other lost soul to come and join her. There she stood, selling her body for a dime, sometimes less. depending on the time. Her pain expression carried no shame, but seemed to say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. This life is not one to which I aspired. Yet despite my circumstances, I know my life will change. Therefore, I'll not give in. And like Fanny Lou, I'm going to make it anyhow. I'm going to make it anyhow. I saw Fanny Lou Hamer's face today. Not while reading some academic volume on a Black historical figure, trying to see what thoughts it might trigger. No, I saw Fanny Lou Hamer's face when I got off the bus and walked into you. Your face seemed to say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. In this life, I seem to be perpetually mired, yet despite my plight, I walk in the midst of God's unconquerable light. And like Fanny Lou, I'm going to make it anyhow. I'm going to make it anyhow. Fanny Lou's face is not just memory or history archived away. It's the grandmother at the bus stop clutching small hands today. It's the working woman trudging home at the end of the day. It's the young girl fighting against all that would lead her astray. Her eyes still flash with defiance and faces pressed down by strain. Her voice still echoes, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, through the choruses of pain. Still moves through city streets where struggle remains. I see Fanny Lou Hamer's face with each new dawn, in every woman who gets up through weary and worn, in every child who learns history and vows to transform, in every soul who declares, despite the coming storm, like Fanny Lou before us, we're going to make it anyhow. We're going to make it anyhow.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Great. Awesome.
Wow.
Bravo.
Pity help the
Beautifully
person
said.
who has to follow that.
Says a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't match that.
Brilliant.
Oh,
That was
that's
brilliant.
all right.
Yeah.
And brilliant delivery, as always, dear Michael.
Passionate, very passionate. Beautifully done.
Very
Well,
strong.
I think that whatever we're dealing with in our lives, possessing the strength to say that I'm going to make it anyhow is so important.
Yeah.
Because how many people are not challenged by something? It doesn't need to be big. Life can just be a challenge. Just the daily vicissitudes of life can be a challenge. But just being able to say to yourself, I'm going to make it anyhow.
Yeah.
Despite this storm, despite this tempest in a teacup, I'm going to make it anyhow. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
I
Very
didn't get on the
important
soapbox, but it was something that, I don't know, I just felt.
Them fighting words. That's right.
It is
Love it.
wonderful.
I love
Thank
it.
you so much for sharing that. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And next up, we go back over to the UK to the lovely lass, Jill Tait.
You are my lovely lass. Always will be, Annette Tarpley. That's your name. And I hate having to follow Michael because that was just incredible. And I cannot follow you, Michael. But I do watch the 10 o'clock news in England, and do you know how depressing it is? Well, it always inspires me to write a little poem of optimism. So this is just a tiny little poem called Our World is Worth Fighting For. Here we go. Roll on the day when the whole wide world will live in peace and harmony. Mankind shall respect one another, and everybody everywhere will be free. Nation after nation, borderlining each and every country, will stand together in unity, warmly welcoming their foreign friends with open arms, oh so joyfully. And all it will take is when all the leaders of the lands sit down at a very long table, and they will all shake hands. Of course, there will have been those demands and commands, but rest assured that by the finale of this very all-important meeting, our world leaders understands. So there will be no more conflicts without any need to fight. But let's face it, the way things stand today, this won't happen overnight. And yet, with a little bit of optimism, I can see an end in sight. When our wonderful world was worth fighting for, to make the future bright. Thank you. Let's all hope that can happen.
Beautiful.
Wow,
Great.
loved it. Absolutely loved it. And you
Thank
know I did.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Indeed, beautiful,
Incredible.
Jill.
Incredible.
Yes.
I think everyone around the world knows exactly what you said there.
Yes, well, exactly. I wish the leaders of the land would listen
Everybody,
to this then.
all over the world.
Yes.
So everybody tune in and listen to that lady, please. Appreciate
Well, let's hope so,
We're
but no,
going to
never
make it
happened.
anyhow. We're going to make it anyhow.
We'll
All
make
right.
it anyhow, exactly.
Somehow we're gonna see another day, aren't we? Despite
We
what
certainly are,
others try to
Annette.
do to our
Those
world, I
poets
guess.
will survive.
One way or another.
Yeah, we lost somebody else. Elizabeth had to go. Looks like Jill left too. We're down to just a couple more poems. We have up next, we have the lovely Lucilla. You're up again, and can't wait to hear your piece.
Yes, as Kelly before was saying, we must remember, we must say, we poets, that's our duty, that's our ethical, and that's what we should do. So that's exactly what I do. And we must say the stories that have not been written by the winners, the stories that have been forgotten and even negated. So my next poem, which is short, so I will read in both languages, it tells what happened in Monte Cassino, in the Valle del Liri, during World War II. The Battle of Monte Cassino was one of the most cruel and bloody and long in Italy during World War II. When finally, after many, many months, the Allies liberated that's where I come from, our part of country, the forces, the soldiers were given the possibility to do whatever they wanted for 3-4 days, and without consequences. So they went around the villages, they violated women, children, even Catholic priests. They destroyed everything, they burned everything. And this story was not told, was not recognized, even by Italian government, until 15 years ago. It was completely negated. There has been a movie, probably some of you know it. There was Sophia Loren in the movie. It's a black and white movie telling the story of one of these women, but it happened everywhere, in every village, tens and tens. And in the villages, there were only women and children. So this is the story in Italian first. Andavano di porta in porta i redentori, stracciavano labbra e inguine di donne e di bambine. Nulla da celebrare al limitare della storia sui monti dell'Iri nel 44. Tra i pianti dei necrofagi il corpo di dolore delle madri dal vento dilaniato raccoglieva cieli fatiscenti. Amore fu la mano della donna anziana, il prezzemolo strofinato tra le gambe lacerate da orrore di diamante. Dal mare le correnti scarnificano le ossa come bianchi tesori di alghe, nella gola brucia sempre la lingua della sabbia. Now in English. They went door to door, the redeemers. They tore apart lips and groins of women and girls. Nothing to celebrate at the edge of history on the mountains of the Liri Valley in 1944. Amidst the cries of vultures, the body of sorrow of the mothers torn by the wind gathered crumbling skies. Love was the hand of the old women, and the parsley rubbed between the legs, slashed by horrors of diamond. Under the sea, the tides tear the flesh from the bones, carving white treasures of coral. In the throat, it still burns, the tongue of sand. Thank you.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Beautifully read
Wow.
in both languages, actually.
Oh yeah.
Was that Moratsinate? The movie's name? I'm not sure.
Marochinate.
Moratsinate.
Marochinate. Bravo.
I
Yes.
watched that movie a couple of times. It's absolutely brilliant.
But that tells the story of one person, but that was all over.
There's
All
a
over.
lot of them.
Yes.
I remember that movie very, very well.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
And it's still happening. It's still happening all over the world. It's all over.
Yeah.
That's horrific.
True. I recently watched a documentary on Monte Cassino on YouTube, actually. So I know part of the story, but not that part of the story. But thank you. Beautiful work. Beautifully done.
Glorious, glorious. But the Italian is so powerful, it makes my hair stand on end.
It is, it is. When you speak Italian, I know that's mine too. It gives me chills.
Yeah.
You do it so well. So very well.
Thank you
well,
for that.
now we have, guess who we have up next? We have the lovely, the honest poet, Kelly Owen, and she's going to give us her last piece. Kelly, you are on stage, girl.
Right, I'm going to leave you with two of my signatures then. I'm going to leave you with Yellow Brick Road and Invisible Hands. The yellow brick road is paved with gold. At the end is the powerful Oz. This land is ruled by money fools just because. It took time to build this shrine, pressure for people to bow at one's feet. Ring your false alarms, pins in arms. You think we will go for a peek? Keep reading, pen pusher, I'll make this one sweet. Because that yellow brick road is paved with gold. Was Oz ever really a power? Or did he start a man who believed he can? Instead of reaching for stars, he started reaching for fire. The yellow brick road is paved with gold, but at the end, who is the powerful Oz? I won't be following, mate, or entering that tainted gold gate just because. Invisible hands came down, wrapping their darkness around people. We once seemed appreciated, and now we're feeling like sheep. We should be taught from the start we're all perfectly equal, all perfect in creation. Here choking on pocket strings while we suffer huge inflation. All this mess is worldwide, it's bigger than just one nation. Messing with things that defy the laws of natural manifestation. A brainwash through television, like the ultimate nonsense containment. Pictures and words placed in our heads, and that's what we call entertainment. It's more like an excuse for procrastination, a brainstem derangements, that staring at the telly in zombie-like engagement. We're only viewing what they want to reveal. Many mysteries have been added, world wanting to heal. Put those Muppets in our place to feel how we heal. And then I grant them permission to tell me how I should feel. I try not to get angry at the pompous gone bad. I let the emotions collect up and they're really quite sad. Being told you will have nothing. You'll be glad. The rage builds from my pen while emotions stir mad. Those invisible hands creating that cloak of depression, mixed with habitual behaviour and a self-aimed aggression. Can't keep blaming the past, giving it power and mention. How about finding self-love? Divert that attention. Open your eyes. This is a sheep prevention.
Kelly, you're a one-off. You really
Gorgeous.
Excellent,
Wow.
excellent as always. Yeah.
I love it when everybody goes.
I mean, what do you say? It's
Magnifico.
kind of wow factor.
Speechless, Kelly. We were speechless.
Incredible.
It's got a
She
wow
got an energy
factor.
that no one can dampen.
Oh, I can't get over
energy
what
is
they were calling me
remarkable.
last night, Gavin. I still can't get over it. Just what we've created.
Yeah, yeah, yes. It makes you realize your influence of how far you've
They're
come.
calling me the leader and I've been mouthpiece. I've got a big following on their way, and a lot of them are very, very good poets, and they're
Oh,
amazing.
I got a frat last night when I saw how many good poets were out there. Total strangers. Never found
They
that
come,
much.
don't they?
It's
But
a lot.
they all class me as the leader, and I turned around to them last night and I went, I don't want that role. I've never wanted that role. I went, why can't you all just bugger off and leave me alone?
I never wanted to be a leader either, actually. Never wanted to.
It's the ones that do not want to lead that are the best leaders. Because there's nothing in it for them personally except satisfaction. So that is a big thing. Those that want to lead, those are the ones you must be careful of.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. And that's why I don't like politicians, because they usually want to lead. So there you go.
This is it. Well, they've kind of gone tag you're it and I'm it. So even when I'm poorly, I can't leave TikTok. They've told me no. So.
It's okay. It's okay.
It is what it is.
You have purpose. You have your place. So you just have to accept it. Is all.
No, I am accepting it. It's not only that. I love it. I love the fact that they're all there, and I love the fact that they're all going out and spreading their wings and being poets as well, because we're all building their own communities on the basis of what we're doing. So exactly. It's going to grow very, very fast. It already is.
Of course it will. Of course. I was going to end up with, because all of the kind of stuff that you all are lending out there, I was going to end it with the hunger of the poet, which actually is on YouTube. Alan did a marvelous job. I can remember he made it, and I maybe watched it once or twice and didn't watch it for a year, and I came across it again and I was like, wow, I really wrote that. That's pretty good. So it's one of those things, but it's because Alan made it sound so good. I don't make it sound as good. But the hunger of the poet. The hunger of the poet is fed by words, manipulated into a myriad of stanzas, as his pen greedily begins to ink the stark white pages of paper, his mind conjuring tales of truth or fiction, perhaps both, as he embellishes simple truths and sprinkles them with mindful imaginations. He is compelled to write, for if he does not act upon the choreographed lines that flood his conscience, he will become physically ill from suppression. Formation of his word art is unleashed at the break of day. Like the rushing waters that cascade from a waterfall, there is no defined beginning or ending of its journey. Poetry has been there from inception, sometimes lying dormant for years until an event in time occurs, opening the portal into the poet's soul. Once poetic creativity is awakened, the poet is compelled to write as life feeds the hunger that yearns to have full reign and is not dictated by conformity. There are no rules that will sequester the ink from spilling, the thoughts from accumulating, nor will his imagination be confined to social adherence. The catalysts that prompt his writings are limitless, as his emotions are further fuel the hunger that is insatiable, oblivious to the undertones, always half empty. The only promise of cure from his epidemic hunger is the intuitive knowledge that the promise of tomorrow will squelch the gnawing briefly, and satisfied that the ink shall spill again. Who am I in contest with? Who's got the dog? Nobody's got a dog? No one. No one has a dog. Is it Gavin?
No, you have I've got 4 dogs.
I've got a dog too, but it wasn't coming from my house. Do we have a ghost dog in here somewhere?
I've not got a dog. I'm in a bedroom.
I don't know where that came from because that's funny because
I thought it was your dog, Annette. It mustn't
no, it's not my dog. My dogs are quiet. You know, I can't tell
Hello,
you this.
it was my dog.
Oh, it's your dog.
My dog.
It's
I apologize. I didn't put the mic on. I didn't press hard enough on the mic button to go mute. My
Oh, so it
apologies.
wasn't a ghost dog after all. I thought it was a ghost. I was getting excited with myself.
I'm enjoying this going around here. My apologies.
Well, I can tell you this that happened to me the last week about my dog story. My older dog, Sadie, occasionally she'll go like under the bed. I keep my doors shut to my bedroom and stuff. But I couldn't find her. I started panicking because in my mind I thought, she's not that old, but what if she just goes and kills over somewhere? You know what I mean? So I'm like calling for her, Sadie, where are you, Sadie? Where are you? Sadie, where are you? Now she hears me. She's coming. Where are you, Sadie? And then all of a sudden this female voice says, I'm here. And I was like, oh, that's creepy. I think it was like Siri or something on my phone, I guess. I don't know, but it said, I'm here. And it freaked me out. I thought, oh, that sounds so weird. And I didn't say like Siri or Alexa. It was Sadie, where are you? I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah. So anyway. So our time together has come to an end, but I can't tell you all what a privilege and honor it is to have you come here today and to share your lovely works and to partake and participate in this event. That I was really worried that we weren't going to have enough people, and we ended up having plenty. So thank you for being part of it. All of you are marvelous.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, thank you.
Absolute pleasure and a joy.
Amazing meeting all these new people that I haven't met before.
Yes.
No.
Wonderful poetic voices. I'm so glad. I couldn't hear every single word, particularly Elizabeth. The connection was not so good. I couldn't hear, but what I could hear, it was wonderful of everybody.
Brilliant.
I'm so glad. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank
Well,
you.
love and blessings to everyone. I always do the hard thing on the way out. And may your pens always be filled with the brilliance that you already write with.
Jill, an easy way of doing it. Get one hand like that. Just do all of your fingers. All of your fingers. Don't. Yeah.
All of my fingers. No, my fingers don't do things like that.
I'm holding my phone on my left hand, so I've only got the right hand free.
I'm joking, Gavin.
I know.
It says you. This is a last little comment from Thomas. Couple of comments. Thanks, guys. Loved it. See you all soon. He'll be on the next session here in about 45 minutes. And he says, you get so many flow through TikTok. This show has been streamed there also. I don't know how to stream it through because it's too big for TikTok. I think you only got 15 minutes. Don't know how to do that, Thomas. Maybe you can enlighten me later. So anyway, love and blessings to everyone. Thank you all. Love and adore you all. And let's do it again.
Thank you, everyone. It was great to be here.
Take care, everybody. Wonderful to hear you.
Bye. Take care. Again.
Bye.
Hello,
Bye,
Kathy,
everyone.
Joanne,
Thank you.
Jill. It was good to see your faces again. Bye.